Now, it's often been said that swing like this was the music that saw Britain through the Blitz, and you can understand why everyone's toe-tapping here in the studio.
Yes, but 75 years ago to this very day, in the midst of a terrible night of bombing, the music temporarily came to a tragic end. Here's Karis.
This record is by a British pop star who you've probably never heard of.
It's Ken Snakehips Johnson. He was a band leader in the 1930s and 40s, and he would probably still be a household name today, had it not been for a moment of deadly misfortune.
Born in British Guyana, Kenrick Johnson was sent to Britain to be schooled, but became intoxicated with jazz. He won the nickname Snakehips with his wild dancing, and by the age of 26 was fronting the West Indian Orchestra, Britain's only all-black swing band. I'm heading for London's West End with jazz writer Kevin Legendre.
It must have been so exciting to go and see them, because there was this hunger for the new American sound, wasn't there?
Absolutely. They were voted #1 band by Melody Maker, which was the leading music magazine of the time. And the fact that he was a great dancer endeared him to audiences. They were on the radio a lot. And he famously said, "I'm going to make London swing or die trying."
By the start of World War II, Snakehips had a residency at London's Café de Paris, one of the few clubs to stay open during the Blitz. 75 years on, it's still going.
Wow, look at this. If you wanted to forget the war, you'd want to come here, wouldn't you?
But more importantly, this was considered to be the safest club in London because this is 20 feet underground. This is a cellar. So you'd think that you would not be in harm's way with the bombs dropping over ground. I mean, it would have seemed impregnable.
And you dance, jive, party as the bombs came down.
Do the Snakehips.
But on the 8th of March 1941, against all expectations, the reality of war broke through.
The band was just here on the stage. They're going into a number called Oh Johnny.
Yeah.
Snakehips would have been dancing at the front. Everybody's having a great time. And then, by incredible chance, 2 bombs dropped right through the building, came crashing all the way down into the cellar. You can see from these pictures how the Café de Paris was completely ripped apart, absolutely gutted. I mean, this one here with the guy picking up the skeleton of the double bass, it's like it's been cut in half.
Jeez.
And this one as well, where you see them picking up the debris on the floor. So it's the scene of a slaughterhouse, basically. Around 30 people died, about 80 people were injured. Snakehips was killed instantly, but very poignantly, his body was unmarked, and he still looked immaculate. He still had the flower in his buttonhole. He was a star, and he died looking like a star as well.
There's something so disturbing, though, isn't it? I mean, in a place where people are innocently just enjoying themselves, dancing, that this should happen here, just...
Nobody thought it was going to be the Café de Paris.
I'm getting goosebumps just being in this venue. I've heard about this tragedy through my mother-in-law, who was here that very night.
You're joking?
No, she was here, and she had to take a train back to Luton, so she left early, thankfully. She didn't know then that the bomb had fallen on the very place, the very venue where she just was, killing this huge star. I mean, it was a shock.
That's right, and it left a void. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As a tribute, we've invited the Jazz Salon House Band to play Oh Johnny, the song Snakehips never finished that night. And with a little swing magic, he's back for one last dance.
It's not just his hips, is it? It looks like his legs are articulated in a strange way.
It's like he's got this little surge of energy which is just going right through him.
He moves so amazingly well, doesn't he? You can't keep your eyes from his legs. How does he move like that?
It's a very, very liquid, graceful style that he has. It's very, very compelling, very charismatic.
75 years on, it's great to see Snakehips back where he belongs.
The Blitz never did break Britain's spirit, but who knows what heights Snakehips would have reached had he survived.
What a move.
You know what is crazy? crazy is that bomb went down the ventilation shaft. And what would be the odds? Because they're so deep underground.
I know.
That
It's just
supposedly
remarkable, isn't it?
bomb-proof.
Yeah. Well, listen.